turn that down just a little bit more, a little bit more. Oh shit, they got me. I'm trying to I should have done this before I even started streaming. Actually, I should have just fucking got all my shit together before I did this. See, now I'm taking screenshots and shit. I don't even know. I don't even know what button I pressed to take that screenshot. Anyway, oh shit, there's a person. Okay, so I'm getting fucked right now. Actually, is what's going on. I haven't streamed in a while. I've been working a lot, and I haven't really had time to stream like I want to. I've been busy just fucking working and obviously getting killed in Call of Duty a lot. This same person has killed me a lot, and I'm kind of over it. Yeah, I've just been working my dick into the ground, man. I've been just got killed by my own teammate. I've been spending these late hours working in these hotels and convention centers. I work for some companies that do audio, visual for corporate events and corporate parties and seminars and conferences and all that fun stuff that I've really never had to take any time to do because I don't work corporate jobs. That's the closest thing to a corporate job I'll probably ever work in my entire life is being around corporate people working in AV, because honestly that lifestyle is not for me. And every time I see corporate people, they always look miserable, man. They're fucking balding and really overweight and are just look like the souls have been sucked out of their bodies. It looks like that one scene from, I think it was, was it the Lost Ark? It was the Indiana Jones, when the guy opens the Ark and his face starts getting sucked and then he turns into a skeleton. It reminds me of that. That's what these people look like when they've been working in corporate America for too long. And it's just really sad to see, because I think life should be about pursuing your dreams and your goals. And I guess if you fucking working for some corporate company that hates you, or doesn't even realize you're a person, you're just a cog in their system, just spinning your wheels going nowhere. If that is what you have to do in order to make your dream come true, because maybe you're really into making furniture or something. Maybe you really like making desks or chairs or painting or refinishing furniture. I don't know. I'm running out of things. Maybe you like to make guitar pedals. Maybe your things like circuitry and electronics, and you want to make guitars and amplifiers and pedals and stuff, and you have to work for fucking bullshit corporate America in order to make your dreams come true, because that's the only way you can make enough money to pay for your lifestyle that you want. And that's okay too. That's admirable. I respect that. I work these jobs that I have because I like making music, and I like doing this. I like making videos and streaming and stuff. I don't work those jobs because it's what I love. I do it as a means to an end, because the boy's got to eat. I'm a grown boy. So I don't want to dog on people that are doing these jobs, because that's really not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say there's more to life than that. And I hope that people find their passions in life and find their why why they get up out of bed every day. But I started this with the intention of talking about my day, and now I'm talking about corporate America and shit. And anyway, moving on. So today I woke up, and it's the first day I have had the actual day off. Not day off, but I work tonight. I got to go tear down a concert that is happening here in Orlando where I live. There's a Pink concert going on, and I'm part of the crew that tears it up, puts the stage together, tears it apart, all that fun stuff. And they're called stagehands. And so I got to work tonight, but it's the first day in 2 weeks that I've had where I can just chill and not really do a whole lot. So I asked myself, I was like, well, what do I want to do today? I just killed my own teammate. I asked myself, I was like, what do I want to do today? And I didn't know, and so I just decided to sit down and make a video. And I made a new video about how we have choices in life, And no matter what the situation is, even though we might feel stuck, you have a way out. You have a way to escape your reality of the not so pleasant emotions you're feeling because of your reality. There's a way to get out of that. So I edited that and I put it online, and then I went and had some tacos. I went to a place called Tin and Taco. If you're in the Central Florida area, I think they're a chain. I think they're a small chain. I could be totally wrong by that, but I had 3 tacos, and I just walked in and I was like, hey, I've never been here before. I like tacos. I'm not picky. I like spicy food. Like, what do you guys recommend? And there's 2 employees, so they each picked a taco for me, and then I picked a taco. And I will tell you what, man, they are really good. They like cook cheese onto the tortilla. I've never had a taco that had like cheese like pressed, baked into the fucking tortilla. It was really good. So again, I'm not sponsored by Tin and Taco or anything. I'm just a guy that likes to play video games and had a great taco experience. So if you ever get the opportunity, if you're in Central Florida, if you're in Orlando area, go to Tin and Taco, get some tacos, get a cerveza. I had a Cider Boys. It's been a while since I've had Cider Boys. I am a slut for ciders. I am a cider slut. And so I have to try different ciders like no matter where I go. And I'd already had this cider, so it was like a nostalgic thing for me. It was more of a, hey, that's like a comfortable pair of shoes I want to put on, so I'm going to go take those for a walk. And so I had a Cider Boys blackberry, or black, well, now I don't even remember what the fuck it was. I think it was blackberry or black jam. But wow, I just killed 3 of them. And again, I'm not sponsoring or condoning alcoholism or Cider Boys as a brand. But if you ever get a chance to try Cider Boys ciders, I highly recommend it. They have one, it's called Huckleberry. I don't even know what a Huckleberry is. I don't even know if Huckleberry is a real thing, but I do know that Huckleberry Jam cider tastes really good. And it's like tart and sweet. So like if you're really into like, I'm not gonna say sour stuff, but if you like sour beers or you like sour candy or you like anything along the lines of that, like definitely try Huckleberry if you get a chance. They got a pineapple one that's good too, but anyway, I'm just kind of going on a tangent about fucking ciders right now. Oh, you want to know about another cider? Actually, is the hard. What is it called? Blake's Hard Cider. Couldn't think of the name Blake. Blake's Hard Cider is really good. I think they're from Florida also. Actually, I don't even know where they're from. But it's good stuff. And you can get them usually at like liquor stores. I think Tin and Taco also had Blake's Hard Cider. They did, actually, for a matter of fact. They have they have a triple berry jam. That's really good. Highly recommend that one. They have another one that is, it's, if you're into spicy stuff, it's I think it's chipotle. No, it's habanero. It's habanero mango. And, man, if you're into spicy and sweet, like it is the perfect combination of those two. It hits you right in the back of the throat. It's like the right amount of spice to just like, you don't feel it so much on the front end. You feel it a lot more on the back end. So you take a sip and you're like, that's got some. It's like zesty mango, and then in the back end of it, it like hits you in the back of the throat. It's like it's like you just ate a fresh pepper. So, goddamn, dude, I've been talking about food this whole time. Yeah, I don't know. I had a great experience with tacos, and highly recommend if you haven't had tacos. Actually, not just if you haven't had tacos, if you haven't taken yourself out on a date. So this is actually a conversation I had with my cousin the other day. I told him, I said, man, all I see you do is work. You're working your dick into the ground, and you're not doing anything on your days off. You sleep on your days off, and like I get it, man. I get it. Like you go to work, you work so much, you work, and you work, and then you're like, oh, I'm fucking tired. And so what do? On your days off, you just sleep because you have no energy to pursue anything else. But I think that's partially because people don't treat themselves. And I'm not saying like go out and be irresponsible, because there is a difference in like treating yourself and then going out and just carelessly spending money because you have it. I think you've got to.
I don't believe in
You've got to have a balance with it, right? So you can't just go out and just spend a shit ton of money and be like, oh, I'm gonna treat myself because you only live once, and like, fuck the rules. I'm just gonna do. That's the person that like killed me, like, all the time. Actually, the whole game, or just kicking my ass. You know, because that's how addictions start, right? That's how like shopping addictions or like going. Like there's just people that like on their days off or like whenever they have any time off, they're just like they're going to the store to buy some shit that they don't need. Like, and that's all they do. Like that's their hobby. That is their life. They go to work and then they go buy stuff with that money that they just spent. And then they're poor and then they don't know why they're poor and they're broke and they're like, well, why the fuck am I poor? Why is my whole paycheck gone? I don't have payday's not for another 2 weeks now, and I don't have any money because I just bought the newest edition of the Sonic the Hedgehog fucking sweatpants and this brand new fucking Rick and Morty Funko Pop, and I bought a new video game and a piercing and a tattoo, and I went to Cheesecake Factory, and now I'm fucking broke. Well, that's because you just spent all your money. So I think there should be a balance with it. I think what you should do is allow yourself a budget. And people listening to this are going to be like, well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, thank you, Captain Obvious. But sometimes it's not so obvious. Sometimes these things are not obvious at all. Sometimes you know it or you hear it or whatever, but then you do it anyway. And maybe it's like a subconscious thing or a subliminal thing, like you don't realize you're doing it. And then other times it's like, oh, I know I'm doing this. I know I'm being bad. I know I shouldn't be spending this money, but I'm going to fucking do it anyway because YOLO. We only live once, right? Am I right? Am I right? Been there, done that. I've spent money super unwisely in my past, and it's got me in some trouble, not gonna lie. But what I don't even know what the fuck we're playing right now. What is this? Capture? Oh, Hardpoint. Okay. I think you should take yourself on dates, right? Like, so I think you should have a certain amount of money you allow yourself to go, hey, I'm gonna go out. You know, maybe you do want to go to Cheesecake Factory, and you're like, I'm gonna take myself out to Cheesecake Factory on a date tonight, and I'm not. That's all I'm gonna do for this pay period. And then the next pay period, like maybe I'll buy myself a small tattoo. And then, you know, maybe the next pay period, like I'll buy myself a record, right? So you're using the dopamine reward system. You're hacking your mind is what it is. You're using the dopamine reward system to get yourself to keep working. You know, and then you're like, oh, it's like being a kid, right? Really, there's not a lot that. Oh, I just killed my own guy. There really is not a lot that changes, like when we're children to when we're adults. So when we're children, like I remember being a kid, and during the summers, my mom would be like, "Hey, here's these like summer classes you're gonna go do, or here's these booklets you gotta do. You gotta like finish these like summer school things." Even though like I was a pretty decent kid, like I fucking hated school my entire life until I like became an adult and I went to trade school for something I'm actually interested in, which is audio engineering. And that's different. I'm going off the fucking tangent here, but what I'm trying to say is you get a little reward, right? So your mom's like, okay, you do these tests, you do these quizzes, you make A's, you make B's, whatever. I'm going to take you out for ice cream and maybe buy you a little Lego set or something, right? And buy you a toy. Holy shit, they're all in that house. What just happened? And that's like incentive, right, for you to go to continue on to keep doing good, so you can have you know, a toy, or so you can have a new video game, or a new Lego set, or a whatever you're into, you know. And so you got to find a way of doing that as an adult, right? You got to find a way as a grown person. You're like, okay, do I spend my money on some dumb shit? Like, do I? Again, I don't want anybody to think I'm judging them, because if you're into collecting stuff, that's cool. I personally am not a materialistic person. I collect a few different things, and that is I collect tattoos, I collect records, and I guess houseplants. I got a lot of fucking houseplants, but that's really it. Like I don't collect material things. I don't collect books. I don't collect movies. I don't collect like I said, records. But I don't do cassettes or CDs. Like I keep it only to records, to vinyl. I don't see the point in having a lot of stuff, right? I don't collect clothes. I've got a lot of video games, but I wouldn't even say I collect video games. I just have a bunch of them for my entire life. It's something I've always really enjoyed, and I do a lot of. So I have a lot of them. But oh fuck. So if you want the, if you're into like I always go to Funko Pops because they're so popular and people collect them. To me, I think Funko Pops are the dumbest fucking thing in the world. I think it is a great way for people to waste their money on something that does nothing, right? So Funko Pops literally are useless. And I'm not, if you collect Funko Pops, I'm not talking shit on you as a person. If that's your thing, that's your fucking thing, okay? We all have a thing. Well, we all should have a thing. What I'm trying to say is, I think there's better things to collect, and I think as someone who has yes, I have owned Funko Pops in my life. I have had some Fallout. I had a Fallout Power Armor fucking T-45 Funko Pop, and I had a Vault Boy Funko Pop at one point in my life. I no longer own those items, but what I'm saying is it's okay. What I am trying to also say is that they are a waste of money because it's literally just a piece of plastic that sits inside another piece of plastic that sits inside your shelf and it collects dust, and you fucking do nothing with it, and they don't hold their value or gain value over time. Maybe they do. I don't fucking know. I'm not a Funko Pop collector. I don't really know a whole lot about them other than what they are. And so, anyway, that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is spend your money wisely, okay? So instead of going and buying a bunch of bullshit and wasting all your money because you have nothing better to do, and it's like, oh, I need to fill this void, this hole inside of me of feeling basically, yeah, it's filling a void. Instead of trying to fill that void, you can go spend that money on an experience, right? That's why people go to theme parks. That's why people, oh my god, that's why people go to theme parks. That's why people go to where else do people travel? Go to restaurant, new restaurants or whatever. If that's what you want to do, I support that 100%. So I prefer experiences over stuff, over material items. So the experience of going to a tattoo shop and hearing the fucking hearing the gun, hearing the needle, and the loud punk music in the background, and seeing the art all over the walls, and just hearing cool stories from people, that whole experience, that whole culture around tattoos, I love that, and I will spend my money on that as a reward to myself for going, hey, fucking pat on the back, great job today on working these past 2 weeks. Even though that's not what you want to do, here's a little treat for doing it because you have to fucking survive. And then you get a boost of dopamine from that. Or maybe I don't go get a tattoo. Maybe I go get a record. I'll if there's a record I really want, I'll just go fucking buy it. Or if there's if there's a record store and I don't really have anything specifically that I'm looking for, then I'll just go and the whole process of thumbing through the records and hearing new music on the radio, or not radio, but they'll be playing every record store I've ever been to. There's music playing, and they have just a record player that they're just putting random records on it, all throughout the entire day. And so you can go to the same record store more than once, and it's going to be different music playing. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is fucking pay for experiences because they give you more in life. Experiences will give you more in life. It'll teach you. You'll meet cool people. You'll have newfound wisdom. You'll be able to fucking look fondly on a memory of, hey, I went and I got a tattoo, and now every time I see this tattoo, I think of that memory of me going to the tattoo shop. Or, hey, I got this record, and every time I go to listen to this record, it's going to give me fond memories. And, when you go get a Funko Pop and you look at the Funko Pop, you're like, well, I fucking got that one. That's on my shelf. I got it. I went to a mall and bought it from FYE. or GameStop. Speaking of GameStop, fuck, I went to a mall the other day, right? Okay, so let me back up. I hope whoever watches my videos goes, wow, this guy has ADHD really bad. And I'm gonna say, yeah, I know. It's terrible. It is debilitating sometimes. So, I went to the mall because I wanted to go. So there's a Hot Topic in there, and I years ago stretched my ears with gauges, and I used to wear them all the time, and I got them up to like a 7/16 or 9/16. I can't remember what size they were, but they're about the size of like between a penny and a nickel, somewhere between that size, and I took them out a while back. Took my gauges out, and my ears still have holes in them, but they closed up. They shrunk a little bit. And so I was trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what can I compare the hole in my ear to? Because I wanted to put jewelry back in my ears, right? I thought that guy was dead. I was like hanging on the rail there. I want to put jewelry back in my ears, so I was like, what can I compare it to? Well, I found a straw, like a drinking straw, and I was like, okay, well, a drinking straw will fit through my ear hole, and so I need to find whatever size is going to compare to that. And it was a 0. It was a size 0. Is the answer. Sorry, in case anybody wanted to know. So I go to the Hot Topic and I'm looking, and I don't actually see anything that I like, or even in my size, to be completely honest with you. They didn't have a lot of jewelry. I was really shocked, because Hot Topic was the only place I used to go to when I first had my ears gauged and or stretched, whatever the word is. And so I was like, surely, like, Hot Topic's the place to go. It wasn't the place to go. So I went to fucking Spencer's. And Spencer's sells jewelry and dildos and magic 8 balls and bow ties and weed t-shirts. I mean, they sell everything. If you can think of it, they probably have it. So I go into Spencer's and I get some, some not plugs, but the tunnels, I guess they're called, fucking the holes, tunnels for my ears. And so after that, I was like, let's walk around the mall and see what else there is. Maybe there's a GameStop. Maybe I'll go look at video games. And there was a GameStop, and I was like, oh fuck yeah! Like, I walked all over the mall for this GameStop. I'm getting text messages. Hold on, that's my mom. I'll read that in just a moment. I'm getting text messages from my like the most important people in my life, and I'm like, hey, that's gonna have to fucking wait for a minute, because I'm telling a story about GameStop. That's where my head's at right now. That's idiotic. But I went to GameStop, and they had very little video games. So back when I was growing up, back in my fucking day, you walked into a GameStop and there was games all over the walls. Like if there's 4 walls in a room, there was video games on all 4 walls, right? Didn't matter where you looked, there was fucking games on those walls at GameStop. Not this GameStop. This GameStop had games on maybe half of one wall, and then on the other 3.5 walls, and these middle aisle things they didn't used to have in GameStop, or if they did, they had games on them in the past, had what I'm going to call tchotchkes, right? It had tchotchkes from everything you can fucking think of. It had tchotchkes from Star Wars, from Sonic the Hedgehog, from Fallout, from Dark Souls, from fucking Assassin's Creed. Like, just bullshit all over the walls, right? And didn't have video games. It was like a tchotchke shop. It was, what's that fucking store that Lunchbox? Box Lunch. It was like Box Lunch. I don't know if you guys have ever been into a Box Lunch store. It's like memorabilia, not memorabilia, but like swag or tchotchkes or whatever you want to call it, just stuff, right? It's stuff that's themed after nerdy stuff, okay? In pop culture. So that's what GameStop has turned into, at least this GameStop, right? So I walked in and I was like, hey, do you guys not sell Xbox games? Like, I could have swore I walked into a GameStop. And he goes, oh, yeah. We do. What are you looking for? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for. I just wanted to look at video games and see what you guys had and see if there's anything that, like, you know, I didn't have that I wanted to buy, especially, like, in the used section, right? Like, I've got an Xbox One, like the original Xbox One that came out I mean, this one's from 2014. I don't know exactly when it came out, but it's not the new one. And the new one, like all the new games, they're only available, like, I'm surprised Black Ops 6 is even available in this game. I'm surprised I'm playing this fucking game right now because all the new games I want to play, like Star Wars Outlaws, the new Indiana Jones game, there was something else that just came out. Oh, the Harry Potter, the Hogwarts game. They are all for only the new gaming system. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm going to have to, like, upgrade mine to the new Xbox. So, you know, talking to the guy at GameStop, like, he's like, oh, well, what do you want? I don't know what I want, so let me look at what you got. And he goes, oh, the other guy goes, oh, hey, we have a list. And he goes, we have a list of the games that you can look through. And I look, I guess I'm the fucking guy. I'm the guy, I guess. I didn't realize I was the H whatever the hell it's called. So I. Somebody healing me? Oh shit! Somebody healed me. Sorry, I didn't realize I was like. Fuck you. Okay, well that's done. He couldn't find the list. I asked the guy. I was like, okay, well, yeah, if you got a list, like, I'll look at it. I'll see what you guys got. I guess, like, that's not the same as, like, looking through a fucking... And it hit me... well, one, he couldn't even find the list. He goes, oh, I can't find the list. I was like, did you even look? Like, you told me you had the list. And then, like, 2.5 seconds later, you're like, oh, yeah, I can't find the list. I don't even think you looked, to be honest with you. And, so, I feel... like those old guys that are like, oh, back in my day, we used to actually have to go to Blockbuster or Movie Gallery and look at all the movies that they had. You know, we had to walk down the aisles, and you get to the end, you're about to rent the movie, and they got all this popcorn, and they have the candy and all the drinks and all the stuff that you get when you drink and not drink, but when you go watch a movie, you gotta have all the things, right? You gotta have all the stuff to go along with your movie. You can't just sit in a room and watch a fucking movie. You gotta have snacks. You gotta have drinks. You gotta have all that stuff, right? You gotta have the goods to make it an experience, right? Okay, so that's what they sell at the end, after you've already got the movie, after you already are like, hey, I am gonna watch Ghostbusters 2, and I'm gonna get fucking Silent Hill, and I'm gonna go watch these movies, and then I'm gonna bring them back in like 2 days. And then you get to the end, and you get your popcorn, and you get your drink, and then you go and you give the guy your car, and he goes beep. Oh, okay. All right. These are due back on November 26th, and you go, okay, cool. I'm gonna bring them back before then, and then when I do bring them back, I'm gonna rent another 2 movies and fucking buy more popcorn and candy, and then you do, right? That's what you do. So that's how GameStop used to be for me, right? I mean, I used to go to these stores also. Obviously, I was able to tell you the story, but that's what GameStop was for me. Like, GameStop was, you go to GameStop, you look at the games, and you go, oh, you know what? I think I want to play Call of Duty Black Ops, and I want to play Halo 3. I'm going to buy these copies, and then I'm going to go to the end of the line, and at the end of the line, when I'm waiting in checkout, they have some tchotchkes waiting there. They may have like a Master Chief like holding a gun, and you're like, oh, that's fucking cool. I'm gonna get this to like put on my shelf to go along with my Halo game. Or they might have like a little like coin or something from like Assassin's Creed. It's got like the emblem on it, or like a pen that you put on your jacket or your hat. Right? So you get the stuff at the end, right? You're like, I'm about to check out. I'm gonna buy this shit. I don't need it, but I'm gonna buy it anyway. Well, now it's the other way around. It's, hey, here's all the shit you don't need, and I know you came in for a video game, but why don't you buy a toy or a tchotchke or a Funko Pop instead of buying a fucking movie or a game or whatever the hell I'm talking about. It's no longer GameStop. It's Toy Stop. It's T-shirts and tchotchke stop. It's no longer, hey, come and buy a used video game and when you're done with it, why don't you come back in and like trade it back into us on something else. It's no longer that. I feel like an old man. I'm 26 years old and I feel old because I'm bitching about GameStop. Well, I just got the Sapphire Panda or Panther or something. I got something on the screen that just popped up. So I'm going to go put that on my gun and call it a day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you at the next one, I reckon.